The first question they're asking us to factorize 3x squared minus 13x plus 4. So what you can do is you can either use a quadratic formula or just factorize it through middle term breakage. So in middle term breakage, what we do is we multiply the coefficient of x squared, which is 3 in this case, with a constant. So you multiply these. So it's going to be 3 times 4, and that gives us 12. Now, what we're going to do next is that we're going to find factors of 12. Factors of 12 are 3 times 4, 6 times 2, and we have 12 times 1. Once you've listed down all the factors of 12, what we're going to do is we're going to pick that set of factors which, when added or subtracted, give us the middle term, which is the term with the variable x, not x squared x. So we know 3 plus 4 is 7, and 4 minus 3 is 1. So that's out of our options. 6 plus 2 is 8, and 6 minus 2 is 4. So that's again out of our options. 12 plus 1 is 13, and 12 minus 1 is 11. Since 12 plus 1 is 13, so we pick 12 and 1. So now what you're going to do is you're going to replace the middle term, which is the 13x term, with the chosen factors. So that's going to be 3x squared minus 12x minus x plus 4. As you can see, what we did, we split 13x, the negative 13x actually, into negative 12x minus x. Because if we solve negative 12x minus x, that's the same as negative 13x. So you're just splitting it up using the factors of the multiple that we found in the first step. So now once we've done that, what we're going to do is you're going to divide the equation into two groups. The first two terms make one group. So this is one group, and this is the second group. So now you're going to factorize these two groups separately, which means if we factorize 3x squared minus 12x, we have 3x common. So 3x times x minus 4. And if we factorize negative x plus 4, we have negative 1 common. So that's going to be negative 1 times x minus 4. As you can see, between 3x and negative 1, we have x minus 4 common. So we take that common. And in the other bracket, we'll have 3x minus 1. So this is the fully factorized form for 3x squared minus 13x plus 4. If they were asking you to solve the equation, what you would do is you would put the brackets equal to 0 and then find the values of x separately, which would be x equals to 4 and x equals to 1 over 3. But in this case, our answer ends at x minus 4 times 3x minus 1. In the next question, it says work out 25 to the power of 1 over 2 divided by 3 to the power of negative 2. So 1 over 2 can be rewritten as a square root. So we have square root of 25 divided by 3 to the power of negative 2. Now square root of 25 is 5. And 3 to the power of 2 can be made positive by bringing it in the numerator. So then it becomes 5 times 3 to the power of 2. Whenever you want to change the sign of a power, like you want to make it from positive to negative or negative to positive, what you do is you switch its place. If it's in the numerator, you bring it in the denominator and vice versa. So in this case, since it was 3 to the power of negative 2 in the denominator, so to make it positive, we bring it in the numerator. And now it's 5 times 3 square. We know 3 square is 9, and 5 times 9 is 45. So that's your answer. Next question says, cuboids A and B are similar. The volume of cuboid B is 43.2 centimeter cube. Work out the volume of cuboid A. So we have the length of cuboid A and the length of cuboid B. We have the volume of cuboid B, but we need to find the volume of cuboid A. So in this case, you're going to use a formula which is very simple. Length of A divided by length of B whole cube equals to volume of A divided by volume of B. If they were asking us to find the surface area instead, and they had given us the surface area of cuboid B, you would squared the ratio of lengths instead of cubing it. So in that case, it would have been length of A divided by length of B whole square. So now since we have the formula, we're going to just substitute the values. It's going to be 5 over 6 cubed equals to volume of A over 43.2. So 5 cube over 6 cube is basically equal to 125 over 216 times 43.2 and cross multiplying to make volume of A the subject. So when you divide 125 by 216 and multiply that 43.2, what we get is 25 centimeter cube. That is volume A. That's a final answer. Next question says, Ava is Y years old. Her sister Lily is 4 years older than Ava. The product of their ages is 780. Set up an equation to represent this information and solve to find Ava's age. So Ava is Y years old. Lily is 4 years older than Ava. So always remember when you have such questions, just translate the statement into an equation. And that will make it very easy for you to solve the entire question and avoid making any errors. So 4 years older means 4 years bigger. So 4 plus Y. So now the product of their ages is 780. So that means Y times 4 plus Y equals to 780. 4 times Y is 4Y and Y times Y is Y square. So that's going to be Y square plus 4Y minus 780. Collect everything on one side. And now we use middle term breakage again. Or if you want to use the quadratic formula, that's also fine. You just have to find the value of Y over here. So I'm going to use middle term breakage and find factors of 780. So the factor of 780 that we can use over here is 30 and 26 because 30 minus 26 is 4. So Y square plus 30Y minus 26Y minus 780 equals to 0. Now I know 780 is a very big number, so it might get like really confusing when you're trying to find the factor for it. So if you think that would be more time consuming for you, which it might be, just directly go for the quadratic formula and solve it using that. So we continue the factorization. Y times Y plus 30 minus 26 times Y plus 30 equal to 0. So Y plus 30 times Y minus 26. We're trying to find Ava's age. So obviously someone's age cannot be a negative number. So Y equals to negative 3 is not applicable. And the correct answer is Y equals to 26. That is your answer. Next question says, find the length of side AC. So we have a non-right angle triangle over here, ABC. They've given us angle B, which is 58. Angle C is 65. So length of AB is 7 centimeters. We have to find the length of AC. This is what we're trying to find. So what we're going to do over here is that we have two options. Either we can use the cosine formula or the sine formula. If we look at the triangle over here, we have two angles and one of the lengths. If you look at one of the lengths, we have basically length C and angle C. So we have one complete set of angle and length, which means we can easily use the sine rule to find the missing length, which is AC, which would complete the other set. In order for us to use the cosine rule, what we needed were either all three lengths or two lengths and the angle between them. As you can see, this triangle doesn't meet that condition, so we can't use cosine rule over here. Hence, we're going to use sine rule. So our equation is going to be C over sine of angle C equals to B over sine of angle B. So if we substitute the values, it's going to be 7 over sine of 65 equals to AC over sine of 58. So make AC the subject. So we have 7 times sine of 58 over sine of 65. So when you solve that, what you should be getting is 6.55 centimeters as the length of AC. That is your answer.